There's been a lot of speculations about Trump, Epstein, what's going on. This video isn't for speculation. This is just to show what Trump has actually said about Epstein here recently. So let's get into it. So here, according to Reuters, Trump says that he turned down an invitation to Epstein's island. So US President Donald Trump said on Monday he never had the privilege of visiting Jeffrey Epstein's island, saying he turned down an invitation from the convicted sex offender in what the president called a moment of good judgment. Trump's remarks were his latest effort to distance himself from the political furor over his administration's handling of files related to Epstein's case. Now, if you remember, of course you probably do, it has been a whirlwind of drama with the Trump administration and the Epstein files. When Trump came in, he had promised in his campaign speeches that he would release the Epstein files. They came in, Pam Bondi said, hey, there are Epstein files, we're going to release them. Then they did some sort of fake media release, but then they were just the same files that had already been released. And then she came out and said, no, actually there are thousands of hours of footage and documents and stuff that are on my desk for going through it. Then we're going to release them. And then Kash Patel went on Joe Rogan and he said, well, there's nothing there. And then Pam Bondi came out with an FBI memo and said, hey, there are no Epstein files. There is no list. And then Trump said, well, there was a list, but the Dems made up the list and it's a fake list and it's not true. And so it has been a great frustration for the Trump team over the past several weeks. They're trying to do their different task of their agenda in their administration. And every question, it seems like, is about the Epstein files. So Trump is answering more of these questions. And he is saying now, I never went to the island. I was invited to the island, but I never went. I never had the privilege of going to his island, and I did turn it down. Trump told reporters during a trip to Scotland. In one of my very good moments, I turned it down. Epstein owned a private island in the U.S. Virgin Islands where he entertained prominent people. We have seen footage of Trump and Epstein together. Epstein was around a ton of people, these high, influential, elite class of people. Trump, who socialized with Epstein in the 1990s and early 2000s, also offered a new insight into why their relationship ended. The president said that he cut ties after Epstein attempted to recruit staff who worked for Trump. This is quotes. He hired help, and I said, don't ever do that again. He stole people that worked for me, Trump said. He did it again, and I threw him out of the place, persona non grata. Last week, White House Communications Director Stevens said Trump had cut ties with Epstein because he regarded him as a creep. So there is speculation about who was this person. There have been names online about Virginia Guthrie, who was the person that Epstein had stolen from Trump's staff. The White House has been under growing pressure from Trump supporters and political opponents to release more information about the Justice Department's investigation into Epstein. After Attorney General Pam Bondi earlier this year promised to release additional materials related to the possible Epstein clients and the circumstances surrounding his death, the Justice Department reversed course this month, issued a memo concluding there is no basis to continue investigating and no evidence of a client list. So it's been a great mess. Here's Fox News. Jeffrey Epstein was thrown out of Mar-a-Lago for hiring help. President Trump revealed what made him stop speaking to Jeffrey Epstein for years as he detailed how the disgraced financier did something that was inappropriate while visiting his Florida home. While speaking to reporters, it just kind of goes through the same interview that he stole people. He said, I did turn it down, but a lot of people in Palm Beach were invited to his island, Trump told reporters. In one of my very good moments, I turned it down. Trump has not ruled out a potential pardon for Maxwell. So Maxwell was, of course, convicted as a co-conspirator alongside Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein, of course, is not alive anymore, but Maxwell is serving out a long prison sentence, and Trump has not ruled out a potential pardon for her, previously commenting that it's something I'm allowed to do, but it's something I have not thought about. So potentially Maxwell will speak, and if there are, she'll give up names of these high people whose names haven't been finalized, and she'll give up these names, and then she'll have some sort of pardon, some sort of agreement with the government. Last week, Maxwell was slapped with a subpoena from a House subcommittee as lawmakers continued to seek answers surrounding the scope of Epstein's crimes. Republicans on the Oversight Committee were going to move to be more aggressive in trying to get transparency with the Epstein files. Representative James Comer said to the AP, so we did that, and I think that's what the American people want. A lot of Americans are speaking out saying, hey, we want the Epstein files. We want them to be released, no matter whose name, what government, what thing, what organization's in it. We want to know what this guy did and who he did it with. We'll see what happens next. See you next time.